Hello, welcome to Paul's Take. And now I'm going to start my podcast. Hello, welcome to Paul's Take. And this is my take on a couple things. Let's see here. First, we'll start off with lunar lights. Lunar lights. Well, anyways, first of all, good evening. Welcome to the third shift. We are live on third shift on YouTube, and we are on podcast, not live, but almost live, where you can, because unfortunately I can't record live. So after I do my recording, I upload it. So it's about 30-minute delay, maybe 45 minutes, but it's pretty close. So welcome to Paul's Take. So today, I was, here. I heard there's a bunch of lights on the moon that people keep seeing. It's like, there's a name for it, lunar something lights. Anyways, so apparently there's been lights for a long time. This is not um, a new occurrence. It's been going on for, I guess, as long as the moon's been in the sky, and people could actually see close enough to detect those lights. Pretty strange. What are they? Is it a man on the moon? Did they leave somebody behind? Is somebody stuck up there? Maybe, possibly, somebody is left behind, like the guy stuck on Mars in The Martian. Maybe there's somebody stuck on the moon, or maybe it's the aliens doing Morse code, like, "Hey dudes, we're here, all right? Leave us alone." Or it could be one guy theory that it was like earthquakes, like seismic activities, and as the things are mushing against each other, it's releasing gases into like a spark, and it, like, I don't know, lights up or something. And let's see here, what other theories? I don't know. It could be headlights, or maybe the little vents that I guess there could be something inside the moon that, like little lava puffs, releases some energy out, causing a light. Interesting. Maybe. What do I think, you ask? Well, I haven't really gave it too much thought, but I'm sure you heard. If you haven't heard, if you're into like conspiracy theories and all these different weird ideas, one really, really weird idea is that the moon itself is an unnatural satellite, an unnatural moon for us. And when I first heard that, I was like, okay, flat earthers, you're crazy. But then the more I heard about the details of the moon, I started wondering, maybe maybe they got a point. Maybe it is not natural. What is natural, anyways? But so if you look at the facts about the moon itself supposedly is older than the Earth, right? So that's interesting because you would think that the Earth, I don't know, if it was created by the Earth somehow, should be about the same age. I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter. I guess potentially the Earth could be chilling in this moon that was like a just kind of a floating around in space that was just kind of wandering the universe. Might have just got trapped in the Earth's gravity and became its moon, which is very possible. So I don't know if that's really a big sign that it's not natural. The bigger signs, there's a few of them. First of all, it's kind of odd that the moon rotates, which is, people think it doesn't rotate, but it actually does. But it rotates at the same rate as the Earth is going around. So as we're spinning, it's rotating, but it's rotating as we're spinning. And so we only see one side of the moon. That in itself, think about it, is not natural. Apparently, is the only thing in the universe, in the known universe, that doesn't spin. It should be rotating. We should be able to see on different nights the backside. It should be on its own kind of either faster or slower. We should be able to see all the different sides of the moon, but we don't. We only see one, the observation deck of the moon, the part that's watching us. And on the other side is the base for the aliens where they live. Maybe, but actually, they probably live inside. Okay, so that's one big odd feature of the moon that we're only seeing one side of it, which is in itself doesn't seem natural, right? I also heard that. What was the other one? Oh yeah. So I also heard that when the astronauts were there and they were dropping things, I guess they had like seismonic, well, size. I don't ever call it. When they measure the movement of the Earth, if there's any kind of earthquakes or anything. What's that word again? I don't know. Whatever. I'm not even trying to say it. Too many of these kind of messes up my vocabulary, which is just water. All right. So anyway, so they have these things that measure the vibrations, which is earthquakes or whatnot. So at one point, they had dropped something on the moon on purpose. I don't know. I can't remember what it was. What did they drop on the moon? I don't know. Part of the ship or something. They did it on purpose. It was like a natural thing, like a spare part. But they threw it on the moon. And when it hit the moon, they expected to hear. Maybe it was a test. Maybe they did it on purpose to see how it vibrated, to see maybe the density of the moon, right? So it hits the moon, and it vibrates, but it doesn't vibrate like you would think. Like if you drop something, you would thump. It'd be like boom. Apparently it rung like a bell. It vibrated for like 30 minutes or something. Some crazy amount of time. As if the whole thing was made out of metal. They described it as ringing a bell. So that was odd. So why would it do that? How could it possibly ring like a bell? Well, they said it would ring like a bell if, in fact, it was a bell made out of steel or something, or made out of some kind of metal, and the inside was hollow. So that was like the big thing, was the inside hollow. And I want to say the mass of the moon was not mass enough. Let me see here. Does the moon have a low mass for its size? Let's see if it comes up with anything. In other words, oh, okay. Strange. Okay, so it says you need 81 objects with the mass of the moon to match the mass of the Earth. The diameter of the moon is only about 1/4 the diameter of the Earth. So it might seem like the mass of the moon is strangely low. The key is the moon's low density. It has a density of only 3.3 grams per centimeter. And that means nothing to me, but it does say that the mass is strangely low, meaning that it's hollow. What? The moon is hollow for sure, without a doubt. Why is it hollow? Because it could be a natural formation, potentially, or it could have been hollowed out. Maybe a little bit of both. Maybe like some alien guys were like, what's the best way to travel through the universe? We can build a big old spaceship. Oh, look at the waves. Ooh, mushrooms. This show is better on mushrooms, by the way, just in case you were wondering. Mushrooms are acid. Mm. So you're on another planet. You're an alien, right? You got the little on your head. You got a big old head, and you want to travel through the universe. And you figure, in the universe, in space, in deep space, there's lots of cosmic rays. All these rays, and it's really cold out. It's freezing, and it sucks, right? The atmosphere, the whole environment of deep space is not really comfortable. They can build a ship, make a metal ship, or maybe some kind of advanced alien carbon fiber, but you'll need insulation. You'll need a lot of material, and you'll need a lot of just a lot of material and stuff. Or maybe just grab something that's already in space, right? If you have say, I don't know, a big moon that maybe was already hollow, maybe it was already dead, so it's nothing inside, nothing like no lava, no molten anything. It's like a big giant rock. Maybe the inside had hollowed out because of all the moltenness, I don't know, spewed out or something, somehow. Well, now you have this giant thing. It's already in space. It's already got a natural defense for the cosmic rays because it has dirt, it has soil, it has mass, it has rock or something that could be miles and miles and miles deep. That would provide excellent protection from space, the vacuum of space. You would have protection from the cold, from meteorites, all kinds. It would be a great, perfect spaceship if you could be miles and miles in the ground under the moon. And all you gotta do, it might be already traveling around. It could already been in orbit. So as you know, orbits are pretty fast, right? You're going around a certain planet or sun or something, or just floating around through space. It probably has already some natural speed to it. So if you could just if you could somehow just change the direction and then give it a little extra push, then you're on your way. Just all you gotta do is bore it out. You call Elon Musk with his boring company, bore out some holes, bore out a nice, comfortable environment, a city inside the middle of the moon, and travel all wherever you want to go. So as they're traveling around, maybe they knew about Earth, or maybe they just figured it out on the way that Earth was a really nice place to make a settlement. So they said, okay, now let's kind of get this thing into its orbit, and we can face it so we can watch it, we can observe it, see what's going on down there, see how they're doing. Maybe we are from, maybe the aliens, maybe they brought the people to Earth. Maybe we are moon people from another planet. Maybe the moon was our ship. So maybe maybe the moon is ours. Maybe we could get on the moon and realize, hey, this is our ship. This is not another crazy, weird looking, funny looking alien. Maybe it's our mothership, our own mothership that brought us to Earth. So maybe we were in the moon for maybe thousands and thousands of years while they were adjusting the climate of Earth. Maybe that's why it was facing Earth, so they could monitor the progress. And then when it was ready, then they just moved on down. So maybe that's our ship. It's our moon. It's right there anyways. But then again, I did hear a story. I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard a story that one of or some of the astronauts that went to the moon indeed saw some aliens there, and they told us not to come back. They said, hey, get off our planet. This is ours. Get off. So maybe they, who knows? Maybe they could be us too. Maybe we left some people behind, or not. It could be a whole different civilization. Maybe they still did produce us. Maybe. Oh, I got this. I got this. Okay, so the people that came, that lived on the moon, that transported using the moon as their spaceship from another planet, they came to Earth. They realized, hey, this Earth is really nice. Unfortunately, its composition, its air, its whatever, it's not quite suitable for us. It's a little different, right? So they came down with their mask, their full-on spacesuits, and they looked at the primates or the caveman or whatever and said, "Hey, we could actually adjust their DNA so they can make our babies. We could create a hybrid of caveman and alien, and boom, here we are, people, humans. So maybe we are part half moon people, and the other, and then so the ones that still lived up there, or the ones that are from there, they couldn't come down because they couldn't live here. But maybe that's like our parents, like our half parents or something. They're on the moon watching over us. Or they could be somebody completely different. Who knows? I did hear that they found some bases on the dark side of the moon, which really isn't dark. Um, it's really weird. I mean, it's interesting, the idea of it all. It could be true, or it could be completely way off. What do you think? That's what I want to know. But the one thing I have to say, though, all of a sudden, there is a race back to the moon. We're trying to get there. Russia's trying to get there. And China's trying to get there. And apparently, Russia does not want to do it with us anymore. They don't like us anymore. And apparently, my understanding, I read this really quick, I believe that Russia and China are going to team up to go to the moon first, or just go to the moon. And the idea now is they're gonna mine the moon, and I guess there's some kind of minerals up there on the planet. I don't know. It was weird how all of a sudden, after all these years, they said, "Hey, let's go back to the moon and mine it." I don't know how they realized there's precious metals there now they didn't before, but I think they knew. I think we were going there all along, anyways. And now they just kind of release it to the public. Maybe those lights are us. There's a thought. Maybe those lights are us. They're people on the moon. The secret black dark government, the ones that are behind the scenes, the shadow government. Maybe they're already up there. Maybe they realize that they can't do it in the shadows anymore. We need to go all out, full force, and bring out more people. Bring out a base. It'll be obvious. There's a theory. The shadow government's up there. That's what it is. So apparently, what I heard as well, and I mentioned it before, that supposedly the shadow government, which might be the Illuminati, are like 100 or 200 years more advanced than the rest of the world with their technology, and they're doing stuff that's just way beyond us that we can't even imagine, beyond our imagination. So that's possible. That is possible. See here. All right. So I think we got enough of the moon. We can get some more. There's a lot of interesting stuff, and I'll try to read some more about it. The moon is really fascinating to me. I don't know what's true, what's not. I don't think anybody does. I am very curious about us going there and seeing for ourselves, because I think that if in fact there was somebody on the moon telling us not to come back, but all of a sudden now the US, Russia, and China are trying to get there to mine the place, then maybe, I kind of believe this part of it, that we negotiated a deal with the moon. People are, because we really want to base on the moon. So I think Trump, the great negotiator, could negotiate anything, negotiated with the aliens. And now we are able to go there and hang out and stuff. Do our thing. I don't know what the deal was. Maybe they get some little place in Palm Springs or something. And we have the moon. All right. So next on our list, because I guess I kind of went long on that. I hear some interesting stories about ghost. I don't really like talking about ghosts too much because it kind of creeps me out. Being raised Catholic and all is kind of creepy. But there are two stories from, I was talking to one person and another person's like, yeah, I had a similar experience. Let me tell you about it. Both of them were interesting and unique in a sense where I'll tell you. Okay, so let's see here. We'll go with the first one. So these are both involved being in a vehicle, which is not common for ghost stories, right? That I know of. Usually a haunted house or something, or a scary graveyard. But these two cases, they were driving. So the first one, she said that she was driving down the highway, minding her own business, when she sees a motorcycle coming up on her. Through the mirror, in the rearview mirror, she sees a motorcycle coming up behind her. So she's like, "What the world? You're coming up on me kind of fast. Take it easy." But she noticed right away that for some reason she noticed there was no sound. It's quiet. Motorcycle comes behind, and then it overtakes her. So it passes her up and continues on. Right. So when it passed her up, there was a guy riding the bike, and there was a girl on the back of the bike. Okay, so guy and a girl on a motorcycle pass them up, and they're approaching this T intersection. You know what I'm saying? So their roads come into a T, and then you can't go further. So just like, I don't know. I forgot what she said was over there. I think it was in the country somewhere. So maybe it was trees or something dense, or maybe it was like cornfields, something in the countryside. But she said it was very clear. It was no road. There was no path. There was nothing. Well, the bike just doesn't slow down, continues on, and then basically disappears just into the unknown. Disappeared. So I was like, what? So she was sure. So when it passed, there was no sound. She said that was like the thing that really caught her attention was the fact that it was like a motorcycle, probably like a Harley, because when you think sound, you're thinking Harley, like a rumbling Harley that passes her up with the girl in the back, and boom, disappears into nothing. So first thing I thought of was, wow, there's motorcycles in the afterlife, and you could go cruising with your girlfriend on the back. That don't sound too bad. So that was interesting. So before I go to my conclusion, I will tell you about the next story. That was weird. I never heard of a story about a motorcycle and girlfriends stuff. So next story, this person, it's a different person, by the way, is driving their vehicle down a highway, and there was nobody really around. She's driving, minding her own business, and then she sees in a rearview mirror, kind of like before, but a big like tractor trailer, semi truck coming, and it was approaching her, and she's driving, and it's approaching, and then it's like getting really close. It's like, what in the world? And she said there was no off ramps. It was kind of like a deserted highway. It's open, it's not like a street. It was like a freeway. Okay. So it's coming behind her, getting closer. And she's like, what in the world? She's looking and she's driving. She's looking and she's driving. And then Like she's getting nervous because this thing is like coming towards her. It's like, dude, back off, you big old trucker. Take it easy. And all of a sudden, she's like looking, and then all of a sudden she looks back, gone. And she said it was like a moment later, and there was no on ramps, no off ramps, nowhere for it to go. There's no intersections, there's a freeway. It was like bugging her. She was getting scared. And all of a sudden, it was gone. Just like that. So, another instance where there was like a motor vehicle involved, like motorcycles and tractor trailers in the ghost world. So, I was like, that's kind of weird. Is it like, to me, it was like two different conclusions. It'll only be two, I think. I guess there'd probably be more, but only two I can think of. So, one is in the afterlife. It's more like a thought energy, right? So if you're dead, right? You're kind of like a thought. You're a thought. You're a thought in another dimension or something. But as thoughts go, like as a dream, you could be dreaming that you're riding a motorcycle, or driving a truck, because it's all in the mind. It's like you're just a thought energy in the universe. And somehow that thought energy manifested into the real world. So if you're always biking, or even if not, well, you can apparently in your reality, you can manifest whatever because you're just creating whatever. It's like you're just dreaming, but the dream is in a different dimension. You can create things, right? It's like if you die in a dream or something, or you die in your head. So maybe the universe is a bunch of neurons like in your brain. And then you just manifest whatever because you think it and you are it. So if you're a truck driver in your dream, then there you go. And then somehow if you manifest it into this world, then there you have it. So that could be true. But what I think more so is true is probably it wasn't a ghost at all, neither one of them. I think neither. I think both cases was a case of different dimensions overlapping and merging, then separating. So imagine if there was multiple dimensions, right? Multiple realities. Well, if their reality and our reality somehow mixed together for a second, then you would see a different reality, a different dimension. And then, for some reason, the merge gets separated and you go back to your own realities. Is that the case? Could be. What do you think? Or do you have your own theory of ghost with motorized vehicles? Ghost with girlfriends? Can you have a girlfriend in the spirit world? I guess you could. I don't know. I guess anything's possible in the spirit world. Maybe. It's crazy. It's interesting. Interesting thought. Anyhow, forgot to mention way at the beginning that this is Paul's Take. I think I mentioned that. But if you like the show or you think the show might have potential in the future, hit subscribe and keep an eye on my show. It might turn out pretty good. Maybe one day I'll have a guest. Who knows? And also, if you kind of liked it a little bit, hit like. It helps with the algorithms. That way, more people will see it. With the like and the views and the comments, that all helps out the show. So I appreciate you watching, spending a little time with me. But once again, we're here every night at 12:30 midnight till 1 o'clock in the morning. That's going to be on our YouTube and our podcast. It is on at a little after 1. Thanks for watching Paul's Take, and that was my take on the moon and ghost with cars. Thanks for watching. Paul State.